Welcome to the time of your life. With me today, I've got Zoe, who I met at a karaoke bar.
That's right.
Yeah. We're going to ask today what you would do if you won a $2 billion lottery.
Oh, gosh. I'd get the hell out of here, probably.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Here being Ferndale, Michigan. The time is now 6:23 p.m. Where do you go first? What do you do first?
Ooh, I've been really wanting to go to Greece lately.
Ooh.
So I'd probably go there and just like go around Europe. And
So do you book that flight for like tonight? Or
I
how
booked that
much time do you give
flight.
yourself?
I need to give myself enough time to think everything through.
Do you have a passport?
I don't even have a passport.
Okay, so not tonight.
So not tonight.
It'll take a couple weeks.
It'll take a while. I know
Yeah.
it will. And thinking of what to pack,
Right.
not
yeah.
overpacking, you know.
Yeah, I mean, packing, I feel like, overpacking, underpacking, it doesn't take that long either way. You're going to bring what you bring, and you've got $2 billion now, so you can buy whatever you need.
I can just bring nothing, and I can just
travel light.
make it happen however I need to.
So let's say you book maybe a month out, or I don't remember exactly how long it takes to get a passport. I know it's at least like probably 5 or 6 weeks.
Where do you even go for that sort of I have no idea. I've been to Canada, and that's the most international traveling.
I think you just
I've
like
done.
go to the post office. I think you have to get a picture, like a picture of like a very specific like layout or like.
So that in itself is kind of an ordeal.
Yeah, it's a process.
Yeah.
But you can like all of the things that you need to do can be done in like a day.
I have that much money. I mean, you'd think I could just
you would think,
just make
yeah. I
it
mean, you
happen.
could probably expedite it. There might be a way. You could buy a passport, a fraudulent passport, a
I
fake
could.
passport, if that's if you're willing to take that risk
I mean, yeah, I'd have enough money to
just pay off anything.
just to pay off whatever comes.
Whatever trouble you get into, you're not worried about it.
Not worried. I don't have to worry anymore. I have a farm. I have maybe several farms.
What kind of farms do you have?
I don't have a farm currently.
I mean, you're buying a farm, I'm imagining.
Yes.
What kind of farm do you buy?
Just like
Of a particular crop, or you just want the barn space?
just
Or
a bunch of space, a bunch of wildflowers.
animals?
Animals, just
What kind
just
of animals?
grazing.
Like goats,
Goats,
cows?
maybe some elk. I don't know. I'm
Ooh,
thinking Colorado.
elk.
Yeah.
Just like elk that are free to like do whatever they want? 'Cause
Yeah, just like a free roaming.
Like a conservatory? Or
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that's it.
Like a nature conservatory.
Absolutely.
That's cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you said you think like Colorado or what? Where?
Colorado would be cool. Oregon, California. I don't know. I love it out west.
Well, you could definitely get multiple farms. You could definitely get one of each. But are you going to do that before or after you go to Greece?
Oh man, it's a good question. There's so many things to do now that I have so much money. Probably after. I probably
Okay, you
could
delay
use-
the farm purchase.
Yeah, I delay that, but I am definitely gonna buy like maybe 7 houses in different places around the world.
Just to like, I mean, you can only be at one at a time, right?
Yeah.
I understand that there are a lot of people out there that have multiple homes. Maybe just for my lifestyle, I don't know how I would do it.
I honestly don't even think I could do that. I don't think it's very realistic, even with having all that
Having
money.
that much money, because then I feel like you're just spending all your time traveling in between your houses.
Yeah, I feel like that's like kind of the almost like imposed idea that people have, thinking they should like
Just
buy
this
a bunch
idea in your head of
Yeah.
like, well, I've got all this money, I suppose. What do you do when you have a bunch of money? Buy
yeah,
a bunch
like
of houses.
it's like I'm kind of in Monopoly mode right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like I have so much money. How can I just really
like invest like
Yeah.
investments, but like you
Yeah.
don't need the investments because you've got
I don't
the
really
dollars.
need to. So what am I doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I can just spend my money.
hanging out in Greece.
Yeah.
What is there to do in Greece?
I mean, that's honestly a great question. I feel like
I've heard
they cook
people,
a lot there.
a lot of good food, a lot of
Yeah.
good restaurants, I imagine. There's probably some fancy restaurants. Do you prefer fancy restaurants or more like accessible, just like diners?
Kind of like in between.
Yeah, somewhere
between.
like middle range.
Yeah, because I like to have like a nice dining experience, but not necessarily with all.
Something you got to get dressed up for.
Yeah, I don't really need all the bells and whistles. I don't really need like someone constantly coming to my table. Like
Oh, yeah.
that just,
Someone in like a, I feel like there's a uniform and then they stand in a particular posture.
Yeah, there's a-
and
there's a
they
certain
get
way
a very
you
clean cut haircut.
look over the table and see, are you still working on that?
Is
Yeah.
everything satisfactory?
Yes, everything's great as of 5 minutes ago when you were last here.
So some just regular down to earth restaurants
Yeah.
in Greece. I hear there's boats there.
Lots
do you
of
think
boats.
do you like being out on the water?
I do love being near the water. I do also get seasick on boats, so
So maybe not with the boats.
it depends.
You
I feel like
get
a
some
sailboat.
Dramamine.
Yeah, some Dramamine would definitely help. I've had to do that before, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I might have outgrown that by now.
Yeah, I mean, if you've got that much money, I feel
You can
like
outgrow anything.
it changes your your internal biology. Like, I can't be seasick. I've got $1 billion.
Okay, so I do also have to say I am planning a wedding right now. I'm getting married
yeah.
next September.
You have like an official date?
Official date, September 21st of 2024. I think to circle back, I'm kind of like trying to reconfigure my priorities with all this
Yeah,
money,
yeah.
you know?
Do you have like a honeymoon planned yet?
No. So that would
You
be
could go to Greece or somewhere
go to
else because
Greece.
you're going to Greece already.
Indonesia.
Oh. I don't know anything
Possibilities.
about Indonesia. Is it like, I barely even know like the climate. It's warm weather there?
I'd like to think so. It's kind of like rainforest climate, closer to the equator,
Yeah. You like
I think.
rainforest?
I have only been to the Hoh Rainforest in Washington State, and that's not like your
Not your average rainforest?
average rainforest. So it'd be cool to experience, you know.
Yeah. Is that where you want to go for your honeymoon?
To Indonesia, maybe. I don't even know. I haven't even.
Remind me of your fiance's name?
Kyle.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any places that he wants to go to?
Probably a lot.
Well,
Yeah.
you've told me in the past that he's a birder.
Yeah.
Are there any like very notable birding destinations that you're aware of?
Absolutely, yeah. Costa Rica is one. Just anywhere in Central America. Australia.
I hear it's hot there.
In Australia?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just I was actually visiting with my cousin who lives there. He was in town last weekend, so
Nice.
yeah. He brought his son and it was just so cute, you know, cuz
Yeah.
he can't really say his R's, you know.
That is fun.
Yeah.
So a couple destinations on the list, you know, Costa Rica, Australia. Do you think, like, what proportion of your time do you think you'll want to be spending on the road, you know, traveling the world versus enjoying your maybe 7 houses, maybe 1 house, maybe
Yeah,
farm,
let's be honest,
maybe
probably-
multiple farms?
Probably like maybe more like two
yeah.
houses, maybe
Yeah.
maybe a couple conservancies around, you know.
I've always thought it would be cool to buy 2 houses that are right next to each other, and then you just have all your friends move in.
Yeah. Start a commune.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like a whole compound, get like buy up
Yeah.
a whole block.
Why not?
Right?
Might as well. I mean,
Yeah.
if we can find houses to
Would
to
you
buy.
would you stay in Michigan or would you go somewhere else?
Oh man, that's a good question. You know, I've spent a lot of my life just kind of trying to get away from Michigan, but the past couple years I've really grown to love it for all its beauty. You know, I love being up north. I love the water. It's just got like a good feeling here.
Yeah.
So I would probably have a place, you know, like up north somewhere, and then might have a place somewhere else. I don't know.
Yeah. Would you want it to be someplace like out in the woods? You want like somewhere deep in nature,
Yeah,
Or-
maybe even like
like a cabin type situation?
maybe even on the lake
Oh,
with some woods
yeah.
behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Sounds
never
like-
answered your question though.
Which question?
ADHD.
Oh, you should have seen. Yeah, you should have seen Zach.
we all tend to kind of like find each other and just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll get there.
yeah. But I wouldn't want to spend like a lot of my time traveling. I do like being on the road, but I would like to have enough time to really like soak in those moments, you know.
Yeah.
So I'd probably want to spend like maybe a third of my time traveling.
That's a good amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe like a month and then like 2 months
Yeah.
back. And I'm sure once you have that much money, you can just at a whim, you know, go if you feel like it, like, oh, there's this event happening, or oh, we've got friends in Australia.
Yeah.
Let's go visit.
Get a jet. I don't know. I
Would you
can't-
get a private jet?
I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like I should want one.
It seems like a thing a rich person would have. for
Yeah.
sure.
It seems convenient. So probably. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know any pilots?
I know of one
Yeah.
pilot. Yeah. One of my mom's friends is a pilot. He used to tour in a band called LCD Sound System.
Yeah, I've heard of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a cool band.
Yeah. Phil Skerich. I haven't seen him since I was like a kid, but he, you know, retired from music and became
So-
a pilot.
You just told me that you are starting a band or have started a band.
Yeah.
How do you think this influx of money would affect your band career?
Oh, I feel like at that point, we could just like do what we want. Like,
Play like wherever you want, whenever you want.
just be like, hey, I have the money.
Yeah, to book a venue or a
to do
stage
whatever.
or whatever.
To put the records out. I mean, we're lucky because our drummer Ryan is an audio engineer, so we got that covered.
Nice.
But you know, yeah, I would definitely invest in a lot.
Invest
of
in the
gear.
band?
A lot. Yeah, I would definitely invest in the band for sure.
Would you get some like cool costumes or like uniforms?
100%. Yeah, real.
What do you think? Like, what is the vibe of your band? Like, what type of outfits would you want?
So we're called Leather Beat. So
Okay.
definitely going to be wearing some leather. I've got pleather right now.
Hmm.
You know, I'm a theoretical,
Yeah, you're a
hypothetical
poser right
billionaire.
now.
Yeah.
But you could upgrade to actual leather.
Yeah. Even though, I mean, I might get some
It
some
sounds.
flack for that from
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
Leather is, I suppose, a little bit controversial.
if it was sustainable though, if I knew where it was sourced from and I knew the person,
Yeah,
you know.
if you knew the cow.
if I knew the cow
Met the cow personally.
That might actually be a little too personal.
Yeah, it's like.
I don't want to
Anyways,
wear my
this one's
friend.
Bessie.
Where Nathan,
Yeah, I got Nathan on my pants, Bessie on my shoulders.
a cow named Nathan.
They could be named whatever, right?
Yeah.
Jason.
Jason.
I don't know. Just regular people
Schmason.
names. This one's Jason. This one's Schmace.
And this is Nathan, and this is Bessie.
Yeah. These are the cows that you have on your farm. Maybe you can buy the farm.
Yeah, free.
Have
free
the
roam.
cows.
Have the,
and
and then that's where I get the leather.
That's where you get the leather.
I just
yeah.
need to hire
Well, they like
trustworthy people.
I don't know. Is there like a specific time for like harvesting leather? Like, can you just like let the cows like pass away of like natural causes and still like make leather?
I'm sure you could. You just might. Who knows how long you'd be waiting?
They live for a while.
It could be years. It could be days. It could be hours. I mean, it really just it depends. But
yeah, you never know. I've got a leather harness and a leather jacket that I wear.
Nice.
Yeah, like I have felt weird about it.
Yeah. Sometimes
I'll be like, should I really be wearing it? Like, it's not nearly as bad as fur. I don't have any furs, at least any real furs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if I do, it's like pelts,
Oh yeah, yeah, and even that, it's like if you've got it, it's already dead. There's nothing you can do.
It's not coming back for it.
Yeah. So you got some leather costumes or some leather outfits for the band.
Yeah. I'm getting a little ahead of myself because we're still coming up with our sound, but I want to be ready. I mean, it's inspiring.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It was leather. What was the name of the band?
Leather Beat.
Beat.
Yeah. I think just one word.
Leather Beat.
Yeah. Leather Beat. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to remember that.
It's okay if you don't.
Yeah. Do you have like a dream place that you would perform? Like, is your dream performance, would that be for like a small crowd or a large crowd, or like in what type of venue?
I'd love to play Red Rocks Amphitheater, Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
But also some smaller, theaters around the country.
Are those places that you can like, I mean, obviously with enough money, you can just like rent out the whole, stage, or you could just like rent the whole amphitheater.
I feel like the amphitheater would be doable. I have no idea about Madison Square Gardens. It feels pretty
exclusive.
Elite. Yeah,
like
it feels
exclusive.
To,
like not just have the money, but you have to. You gotta have the talent.
You can't just talk the talk. You gotta walk the walk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It makes it like a little bit more exclusive. It makes it a little bit more prestigious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But even something like that, I feel like you could be like an opening act. Not saying,
I'd be cool with that.
You're still finding your sound, you could very well be a headliner.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you've got all this money. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. You hear about people all the time that just have money and they make it just because they have money and they can get their foot in the door and stuff.
I mean, you could like, money's definitely not everything, especially when it comes to art. Art and money, I've found, oftentimes don't get along. That some of the best artists are people that despise even the idea of money.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, money can be used to put on a heck of a show. Do you think if you were going to just go all out with production, what types of elements for a show would you want to have in your show? So like pyrotechnics, or like confetti cannons, or you could even have like a t-shirt cannon.
Yes,
if that's your vibe.
Yes, all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just go big.
Yeah.
Just go big or go home. I mean, why the hell not? What do you got to lose?
Nothing.
I mean, besides maybe a leg or something. I don't know.
A finger.
A finger. But no, I would definitely want to have like a lot of changing colors, some cool smoke.
Some like lasers, or you want like the big like LCD screen? Yeah,
maybe like some weird kind of like
visuals.
Yeah, designs or just geometric patterns.
Have you ever been to like Electricity in Pontiac?
I cannot say I have.
They've got a pretty cool setup where it's like, there's a million places that have like similar, screens and stuff. Mm-hmm. But that's one place that is like relatively local to us that's got a pretty cool setup.
Yeah, maybe the kind of place, you might want to avoid if you have epilepsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of place.
Yeah.
There's some real cool shapes. Just like the first time I went there, I felt totally like hypnotized because it was electronic music, just like a DJ playing, guy called Kassan, who's like a local DJ, but he's got some notoriety. And just the lights were so hypnotizing of like all these shapes that were going and changing colors, and you could totally have that. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't put much thought into it though.
Yeah.
Gotta say. But now, here I am dreaming away.
Yeah, just dreaming away.
Yeah.
Well, are there any like big purchases that you would do? Like any things that you want that you don't currently have if you won the lottery?
Yeah, I'd probably get like a really nice keyboard.
Like
maybe
a piano keyboard?
Yeah, and like maybe like a little synth or something. Ooh, play around with that.
Do you have something that would like hook up to a computer? Like, do you have any like experience doing?
Not really, no.
Is that something that you would want to learn, or you said you've got a guy in your band already?
Yeah, I would pay him. I'd pay him to teach me at this point. I'm sure he wouldn't mind showing me a thing or two, but now I can just pay him.
Right. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Learn your own music production.
Yeah.
Are there, so a keyboard, some synths, maybe like, have you ever seen the modular synthesizers? Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you like that type of music, or are you more of like an acoustic?
It's kind of I like all kinds of stuff, so it's a hard question. I'm definitely like leaning towards more like organic instrumentation, but I definitely love a lot of like funk, soul, R&B, disco, stuff like that.
Get yourself a didgeridoo.
A didgeridoo. Maybe when I go to Australia, I can just pick one up,
Pick up a didgeridoo.
Yeah.
I like a good shaker. You saw my egg.
Yeah, he does a mean shaker. Egg shaker.
I was at Berkeley Coffee recently, or not that recently, but they've got an open mic there for like music.
Oh,
and
cool.
they've got like a bunch of house instruments where you can just like play with their instruments. So they've got a really nice, it's like a baby grand or a grand piano, and like some guitars and like mic setup and drum set, all just like in-house that anyone can play with. And they had a shaker there that was in the shape of a skull, and it was so cool. And they had like those shakers for sale also, but I had already gotten my eggs. Oh. And I was like, oh, this is so cool, but I already have an egg.
Oh, no.
But,
I mean, maybe, I can lend you or just give you money and you can just get all the shakers.
Yeah, one day I'll upgrade my my egg to a skull, because they're pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you start as an egg and then
it hatches into anything.
Full circle.
But where I was going with that is, I love a good shaker and I love that sound, but I think it'd be cool to have like a nice rain stick.
Yeah, those are nice.
Yeah.
Very soothing.
Yeah. And it's less work. Because with the shaker, you got to be, constantly.
You got to be shaking. You got to.
You got to work it.
Keep rhythm, man.
But with a rain stick, you just flip it over and it goes for like 20 seconds. You just turn it one way,
it does the thing, and then you turn it the other way, and then it does the thing.
Just doing the thing.
Yeah.
Got a keyboard, maybe some synths, maybe a didgeridoo. Any non-instrument purchases that you would want to make?
If we're talking about Australia, it's very tempting to want to say that I would like to buy an exotic animal, but I would never do that. But it's like the impulsive part of my brain is telling me that I need to buy a wallaby. But
which ones are wallabies?
I think they're like a smaller kangaroo.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking like kind of like a marsupial kind of.
If I'm not mistaken. They're definitely a marsupial.
I imagine like kind of like this size.
They might be a little bigger than that. I don't know. I can't tell you.
What would you do? Like
what would I do?
Have him hang out on your elk reserve.
What would I do with him? I don't know if he would. I'd probably just have to like keep him there and just like go visit him and just like pay someone to take care of him.
You know, a couple,
that way he's not being taken away from his
a couple
habitat.
blocks north of here, there's a little park.
Jeez.
Oh yeah, careful. There's a little park a couple blocks north of here. It's just like a nice little walkway with like a swing set and some like, I don't know, park stuff.
Park stuff, yeah.
And there's a hill that leads up to like a wall. And twice now I have seen a groundhog there. And it's the cutest little groundhog. And I followed him the last time I saw him, and I found where his like home is. And because he was looking at me and I was looking at him, and he saw me and he's like, I got to get away.
I got to get away.
Like I don't know what this, big thing is. And I saw him like run into his little hole, and I was like, oh, so he lives there. Like that's his home. And now I just know where a groundhog lives. And it was so cute. My first thought was like, I just want to pick you up and take you home. But like, I'm not going to do that. There's no space here for a groundhog.
Yeah. It's good to know where he lives though.
Yeah. I could
in case.
I can go visit him whenever I want.
Just in case, you never know when you need to consult a groundhog. I mean, there's actually
a whole day
there's a whole holiday for it. Yeah. So I think we do know when we're supposed
to. At the end of winter, we'll see if winter
sometime
continues.
In February.
I'll be able to get a heads up. Don't have to wait for the official. I'll go straight to the source.
Cool. I'll have to keep in touch with you. When it gets closer to that time, I'll be like, hey, have you talked to your friend? Does he know what's
well, I want to I really want to become friends with him. And I don't know what they eat, but I want to be able to like feed them. I don't know if maybe that's bad. You're probably not supposed to feed wild animals, huh?
I think they advise not to, but I mean, you can really do anything. There just might be like a consequence or effect, cause and effect. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would get angry at me for feeding a groundhog.
I really would like to know what they do eat though.
Probably like berries, like maybe grass,
berries, roly-polies. I don't know.
Oh yeah, maybe they eat insects.
I'm gonna have to
I wonder what they really like love, like because a lot of animals, they eat what they eat, but then they like if you bring them like peanut butter or something, they go crazy.
Are they like beavers? Do they like to gnaw on little twigs?
I don't know. I don't think their teeth are quite that big.
No.
I really don't know anything about groundhogs except for that they're cute and one lives a couple blocks north of me.
Oh, it's good to know he's around.
Yeah.
Have you seen a marmot?
So I took a picture of the groundhog the first time I saw it, and I posted it on Instagram. And one of my friends messaged me and said, "Oh, it's a marmot," but I'm pretty sure it's a groundhog.
No, I don't think marmots are here.
Yeah, I don't think marmots live around here because I looked up what a marmot was, and the face is a little bit different.
Yeah, they're smaller,
but they're very similar.
They're cute.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen one though.
But you want a wallaby?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Just
sure.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like having all that money would make me feel like kind of crazy.
Yeah. Like how do you think that would manifest itself in your life?
I mean, I feel like I would just have to like really not tell anyone, but I would want to.
Oh.
But like
that conflict, that internal conflict.
Yeah, kind of like a moral debate. It's like, do I give these people money?
Yeah, would you?
Probably. Yeah, I can't
well, who
see
is
why.
These people? Do you think people would start approaching you for money?
I don't know. I mean, my family, my friends. Yeah. I don't have like a huge circle of people. Yeah. I would make sure they're set. Probably. I mean, there's no reason why I would need all that money for myself. Honestly,
of course not.
I would definitely want to start like nonprofits and stuff.
Do you have any particular causes or interests that you? Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. So I'm going back to school to be a therapist.
Nice.
I would want to work with children primarily, trauma victims, neurodivergent people, children.
And you want to do that Like personally, like you want to get into that kind of work, or if you had that much money, would you want to like?
That's the kind of work that I plan on getting into. But if I had all that money, I would be able to do so much with that. I would just be able to take it so much farther, you know, and kind of be able to reach more people.
Yeah.
And even kind of like
start your own practice.
Oh, definitely, yeah. And with the nonprofit, it'd be cool to like kind of combine that with the conservancy and kind of like have people, you know, learning how to like work with animals or
you
with
could have
plants.
people come up to your conservatory or
Conservancy. I'll probably.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, conservancy. Did I say conservatory? I might have said that.
I said conservatory. You said conservancy.
I'd probably want.
I have never heard that word before, so I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, just like land preservation. Conservation. Okay. Yeah.
I feel like I've heard them called other things also. I guess just like nature reserve.
Yeah, nature reserve, preserve.
Yeah, reserve, preserve. I don't know.
Army reserve.
It sounds like a jelly.
Yeah, preserves, yeah.
Nature preservative.
What
one's
kind
peach.
What kind do you like? What's your favorite?
Preserves?
Yeah.
You know, I don't have that many preserves that often, but I suppose like I like peaches.
Yeah, that would be a good one.
Yeah, or like strawberries are all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I like blueberry a lot.
Yeah.
It's good.
Do you think your diet would change at all?
I would definitely be eating more.
Just like, more?
I mean, yeah, I'm sure like I would definitely be eating healthier.
Yeah.
And just like
what does healthier mean to you? Is that like salads?
Yeah, but like with like a lot of protein too, and just like all that stuff, all that.
Do you have any like dietary restrictions currently?
Not really, no.
That's nice. I myself am like mostly vegan. I suppose just vegetarian without cheese.
Nice.
But I'll still eat like different cookies and cakes. And
yeah.
Hard to turn down.
Treat yourself a bit.
Yeah.
Gotta live a little.
You gotta live a little.
You know?
But really, fruit is nature's candy.
Oh, yeah.
But I also make actual candy. So candy is nature's candy. Yeah, balance in all things.
Candy is nature's candy.
Yeah, I'm going to stick by that.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that. I'd like to try some of.
Oh yeah, you got to try some. It's good stuff.
Nice.
Well, what else? Do you have any other like things that we haven't covered yet? Anything you can think of? So we got your band. You're gonna do some travel.
Yeah.
You're gonna
finish my school.
Yeah.
I'll be able to pay it all off.
Yeah, you could probably buy the university if you wanted
to.
Get a building named after you.
Yeah.
Or like a hall.
That seems pretty. I don't know if I'd want any of that. That seems very egotistical to have something.
Yeah, a little bit, but
I don't know.
I'd
have to live, or I'd have to like lead a legacy, or leave a legacy behind. You know.
Yeah. So we talked about maybe getting a jet. Got the Elks. Sounds like a pretty cool life so far.
Yeah, I definitely am loving it in my mind.
Yeah. Let's see, what else could there be? So you spent some time in Greece, spent some time in Australia.
I would definitely want to go back to my family's homeland in Romania.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my great-grandma was from there, and she lived here most of her life.
Nice.
But, yeah.
I don't know much of the history of Romania, or what is Romanian culture like?
Oh man, it's that's a good question, because Romania's been overtaken for hundreds of years by different countries. So, it's like a very Eastern European country. People are kind of guarded in a way, I'd like to think. I've never been there, but just based on what they've been through with communism and everything, I know that the country's been through a lot of changes, but the food is
What
amazing.
kind of dishes do they have in
a
Romania?
lot of sausages, comfort food like paprikash.
What is that?
It's like a stew, like made with like paprika, onions.
Like potatoes? Or?
You could definitely serve it with potatoes. It's usually served with dumplings,
Ooh,
which is called like
love a good dumpling.
galushka, I think.
Galushka.
Yeah.
It's just fun. It rolls off the tongue.
Galushka.
It's
yeah.
it's really fun to say.
Yeah, but I grew up eating a lot of that food, and I'd love to go there and like see where my great grandma grew up.
Where is it? Where is Romania, like geographically? Like what is it next to?
So it is next to Hungary. It's also by kind of by Poland, kind of by Austria.
Oh, God.
There's a lot of it's like landlocked though,
Yeah.
so there's like a lot of countries surrounding it.
Is that anywhere near Turkey?
It's not super far from
Okay.
Turkey. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really fascinated by Turkish culture.
Me too.
I think that'd be a cool place to visit.
Yeah,
Like
I'd love to
they're-
go there.
Like, just the goods that I've seen that have come from Turkey, like the artwork or the art style,
Mhm.
like the colors that they use and the like intricate patterning is like really neat. And I've had some great Turkish food. I love Turkish coffee.
Oh yeah. Turkish
But really,
coffee.
Every culture has something to offer. Like
Absolutely.
a lot of good stuff.
I'd want to experience as much of that as I could. Different cultures.
How do you feel about like amusement parks?
I'm not much of a like crazy roller coaster person, but I guess kind of being there for the thrill.
Yeah,
fun.
just the atmosphere.
The atmosphere, yeah,
It's a good atmosphere.
corn dogs
Uh,
and such.
Or like theme parks, because like when we were just talking about like experiencing different cultures. The first thing that popped in my mind is like, oh, just go to Disney World.
Oh
'Cause
yeah,
they've got like the like mini like experience of all the different countries, and it's like it feels a little bit fake.
Like
I
the
haven't
It's a Small
actually been
World
there,
thing.
but I've heard from people that they do a very good job of like sharing those cultures.
That's interesting. I haven't been there since I was really little, so I'd love to go to the Nintendo theme park
There's a Nintendo theme park?
somewhere. I
Really?
Yeah, I'm not sure where it's at though.
I've never
Or
heard
it's
of that.
opening?
It sounds cool though.
Yeah, you should look into it. I'm not sure if it's already opened or
Are you big into like video games?
moderately. Yeah.
What are some of the games that you like?
Right now I'm playing Legend of Zelda Wind Waker for GameCube.
Nice.
Yeah, I love
Well,
Sonic
honestly,
Adventure.
one of the best systems.
Oh, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I had a special edition GameCube with the Pokemon. Like, there's a Pokemon game that came out for the GameCube called Pokemon XD
Oh yeah.
with like Dark Lugia. And I had a special edition GameCube for Pokemon XD. And I had it for the longest time, like since whenever it came out to like me being an adult.
Mhm.
And I was working at Starbucks and I sold it to one of my coworkers for like $20 for like way less. I know, right? And like I don't even speak with them anymore. Like I lost contact
Oh
with
my
them,
God.
and I'm just like, well, I hope they enjoy it.
That's
like they were a
tragic.
cool person. They were a nice person.
Yeah, but they got
like,
it for a really good deal.
Oh man, did they get a bargain?
That's
Yeah.
a bummer.
And because at the time I was like, oh, I'm never gonna play this thing again. Like, who's gonna still be playing GameCube?
Yeah,
20
the
years.
things we think, back
Right.
then,
Yeah.
what's still going to be popular or not, and look
I mean,
now.
like Melee has really lasted the test of time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Classic game.
Yeah.
I've got Super Smash Brawl for Wii, but I like Melee like way
Yeah.
better.
I remember there was another game. I think it was on GameCube. Kirby Air Ride. Did you ever play that one?
I did play that. Yeah, I've never had it, but
That one's a lot of fun.
yeah. But there's so many games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any like new systems? Like, what's it like? I haven't really been following. Like, what are like the newest?
I
Yeah.
just have a Wii.
Yeah.
which I play my GameCube games on.
Would you get a Switch if you had?
Oh yeah, no, I've been wanting a Switch for a long time.
Yeah, I feel like if I had one, like, I don't know, for a very long time, I have made it a point not to play video games. I've been addicted to games in the past. Like, I played more hours of League of Legends than could ever be considered healthy, like thousands of hours into this game. A couple other games, like there's one called Maple Story that I played a lot.
I think I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's an online like multiplayer 2-dimensional platform. It was a lot of fun, but I spent so much time on it and I've got nothing to show for it.
You know?
Well, it doesn't feel productive for the real world. It's like, when am I ever going to meet someone else that played that game? And like all my memories of it are just like, oh yeah, that was a fun game.
Yeah, it's not like you can really like apply your
it can't
knowledge.
relate to other people over it. And so I made it a point to give up video games and like stop playing video games so that I would have more time to do things in the real world, like go to karaoke or record podcasts or train for a marathon.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of those things, and I have done a lot of those things, and I'm doing a lot of those things. But now I feel like, because I don't watch television either, I don't watch any shows, I almost have too much time. So like 3 days ago, I just started playing a new game on my laptop. This is the first game that I've gotten on my laptop.
Oh boy.
And I'm a little nervous about it, but I'm also like, why not? So
like,
we'll see how.
What harm can it do?
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah. You'll have fun or not and stop.
Exactly. That's the way I feel about it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense though. I don't know. I find myself watching a lot of TV. So
what kind of shows are you into?
Law and Order SVU mostly.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, that's been it lately.
Oh man, like I don't watch TV, but even if I were to watch a show, crime shows are like such at the bottom of my list.
It's at the bottom of your list?
Yeah. I just don't like it. It's got like a negative energy that I don't want. I've got this fear of like, everything's all right, everything's cool. And even just like when it's fictional, it's like, I don't know, I don't need that violence in my life.
You're a pure soul.
Thanks.
You're light. You're
I try to be.
Being.
Someone's got to do it, right?
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I think for me personally, I am so interested in psychology. So I feel like if it is fictional stories like that, it's a little easier for me to digest, knowing that it's not like something that actually happened.
Sure.
And I also like to remind myself of the darkness that does exist, because without dark you can't have light, and
of course,
and so forth. So I like to balance
reference
it out
point.
though.
It's a good reference point.
Yeah.
I had heard once, because I know there's a show like Hawaii Five-0 that
Never watched it, but it's sounds like a popular
well, it's
one.
like a cop show in Hawaii that takes place in Hawaii.
Okay, yeah.
And because it takes place in Hawaii, someone did like an analysis on that show. Like, there are so many more fictional crimes than would ever happen in reality. Like, if that many murders happened in Hawaii, like, it would just be absurd.
Yeah.
Because, they've got a
They wouldn't
different
know how
show.
to handle it.
Well, they've got like a new show or a new episode like every week. And the show is just an ongoing show, but like not that many murders happen in such like a small population. I just thought that was a funny statistic.
It's kind of weird to like take such a beautiful, peaceful place and be like, hey, let's make it. Let's make a show about like, what if this was going on?
Yeah.
It's like.
I mean, I did live there, so I lived on Oahu for about 8 months and the Big Island for close to 2 years. And I don't know if it's always peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of crime or drugs.
Definitely a lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of drugs.
That's what I've heard, but it still looks beautiful there.
Oh yeah.
I'll definitely be going there with my $2 billion or whatever.
I would say it's a good place to visit, not so much to live.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Are there any like games on the Switch that you know of that you would get?
Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think you'd be playing Animal Crossing on your Switch on your private jet?
Probably, yeah.
Because like you get there and you're like, well, I'm so bored.
I'm pretty much like a giant kid, and I feel like with all that money, I would be even more of a giant
Yeah.
kid.
I feel a lot like a hummingbird sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
where I'm just like looking for my next little hit of sugar.
Yeah.
Just like buzzing around like, ooh, piece of candy.
Yeah.
Ooh, piece of candy.
Or like dopamine, like just trying to seek out dopamine.
Yeah. That was, so I got really into juggling for a while, which I met a lot of cool people through juggling. My life would absolutely not be the same if it were not for juggling. But I spent years where I would just practice juggling because it was just that dopamine hit of like, you're trying to do something and you succeed. And it's like every time you throw the ball up into the air and catch it, it's like dopamine, 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 and just that little hit.
That's gotta be satisfying.
Oh, it's so satisfying. It's like one of the most satisfying things.
I'm not very like
coordinated,
hand-eye coordinated
like that.
like that, so that would.
It just takes a little bit of practice,
Yeah.
and then more practice to get really good at it. It's one of the outlets that I found. Now I jog, and I find that jogging is really satisfying for that.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit rough on the body, but feels great.
I need to think more like you.
I mean, I've had people tell me that. I don't know how true it is.
No, really, you're inspiring. I mean, I feel like just a lazy American.
Hey, you're in a
talking.
band.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
fun,
in a
but-
band. You got that on me.
Yeah, but look at doing a podcast. You're
Yeah.
juggling. You're running. You're making candy.
I mean, I'm not juggling in this moment.
You're
Yeah,
juggling.
the candy thing I am really excited about. So I just started setting up at some like flea markets or farmers markets.
Awesome.
I don't really make any money. Like, I don't think, maybe at the end of the summer I will have broken even because I had to buy all the supplies and like all the like labeling equipment to be able to sell it.
If you need a loan, let me know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You'll fund me on my.
Yeah.
Well, I have it all now, so now I have everything.
Awesome.
But I think maybe by the end of the summer I will have broken even. But it's just a fun thing to do,
Yeah.
and to like give out free samples of candy to people.
Yeah, it's joy. It's tasty joy.
Yeah, I get a lot of great reactions.
Yeah. Do you wait to see if like people's reaction, after they take a?
Oh, always.
Yeah.
And like even if they like kind of walk away with it, I'll be like, oh, like.
Are they?
Oh yeah, are they having the candy? Do they like the candy? And everyone likes it because it's sugar, and it's like, how do you not?
Yeah.
I will say it took a couple times to refine the recipe.
Mm-hmm.
I burned a couple batches. My first batch that I ever made turned out perfectly, and I'm so like grateful that it did because that's what inspired me to keep going. But
It's been hard to kind of get back to.
well, the first batch that I made without a thermometer. So I just eyeballed it. Like I just watched and I was like, okay, that looks good. And it turned out perfectly just by pure luck. Or like me, like I looked at the bubbles and the bubbles looked to be about the right size. And I was like, oh, I'm just like an expert at making candy. Like I can do this every time.
I'm a natural.
Yeah, I'm a natural. And then I did it again and promptly burned like 2 or 3 batches of candy. And so then I bought a candy thermometer. I was like, oh, there's a reason people use thermometers when they're making candy. And so now I can just get it every time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That would make sense. I mean,
Yeah, science, temperature,
Science, yeah.
chemistry.
Yeah. I mean, like cooking, you can kind of just like throw stuff together.
It's an art,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, but with like baking or anything that
Confectioning.
like confectioning, that's the
Yeah.
word, confection.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more of a science.
Yeah. Tasty science.
Do you do any like baking or anything?
I'm not very good with baking. I love cooking. I'm more of like a kind of throw stuff
Do you
together.
have any signature dishes?
Ooh, that's a good question. What do I have? A signature dish. I really like to make chili.
Yeah.
It's
Have
pretty
you ever
easy.
entered like a chili cook-off?
No, I feel like I would be kind of intimidated to do that, but
Yeah.
I would do it.
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm doing this.
What do you have to lose?
I was intimidated to do this, you know?
Yeah, here you are. Look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been in a chili cook-off. I could probably figure out how to make like a vegan chili.
Oh, yeah.
Or
There's some really good
vegetarian
vegan
chili.
chili out there.
Yeah. I
Use some
did
tempeh.
enter a bake-off once when I was young. Like I was probably like 10 or 11 years old, and I won my age group for a chocolate mousse pie.
Mm,
It was a good pie.
I bet it was, man. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't have enough like cooking classes in school growing up.
Well, I
feel like.
didn't. I don't think I had any in school. Like,
It was just like a.
my parents.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they helped me find a recipe.
I always hear about people like learning how to make this and that when they were like in middle school or something.
I suppose I had like one class in middle school where we like made a pizza once,
Oh.
and maybe like another class in high school. None that I remember. I don't know. I don't think cooking was like.
I don't know what people I'm talking to. They seem to have had
went
all
to
these.
a better, cooler school.
Yeah, with all these cooking programs. I mean,
Well, do you have any? We can probably call it here if you like. We've been going for close to an hour.
yeah.
Do you
Cool
have
with
any
that.
closing remarks for the people? Any final words of wisdom to share with your fantasy lottery winnings?
Just follow your dreams. Follow your heart.
dreams. Follow your dreams. Follow your heart. Thanks so much, Zoe.
Thank
This has
you.
been the time of your life.